Wherever you want to go.
I'm about a third of the way there.
I got a clip on the back here.
Sweet.
So. Yeah, I got it. I was making sure it was still on there. Walked most of my life, so. Yep. Everybody always asks me, because I fish alone so often, why I put the 2-up seat on here. I was like, I owe it to everybody who ever gave me a ride.
I appreciate more than you know.
Yeah. Were you trying to go just to
straight out
the main channel?
There's that bend right in the channel. Yeah.
Like the first S? Or the second S? That's past this guy.
Yep. Okay. Yep. That's where I was planning on going.
Determined.
Well, I appreciate it more than you know.
Yeah.
What's your name?
It's Dave. I actually
Evan.
Have a good one. Yep, you too. All right, welcome back, everybody. I'm going to do this really quick here. Sitting on my sled. Got the snowmobile out and on a giant body of water again. I don't know. You guys are probably going to see I gave a guy a ride out this morning. If you guys ever see me on my sled and you're walking, just flag me down. If I don't have anybody in the back, I will probably give you a ride. That's basically the whole reason I got this snowmobile in the first place. And those of you guys wondering like why I ended up taking this on and spending so much money on it, was basically the idea was it gives me more options to film for you guys. And then if I see anybody out on the ice that's walking, I walk for so long that I think it's my job to basically pay back the world for giving me rides when I got rides. So if you ever see me out on the sled and it's me or whatever, flag me down, give you a ride. But yeah, I'm gonna do some hopping around here. I drilled one hole. There are fish suspended swimming through this channel. I didn't say it, but I'm on a giant river flowage that I like to fish. One of the two things I do is I'll fish river channels or look for wood out here. Right now I see wood about 40 feet that way. I'm going to go drill a hole, see if the fish are hanging out around it, or if I need to move big moves. A lot of times out here I just make giant moves until I land on fish that are active, and then I don't move all day. So wish me luck. First drop on fish. See if we can get them to bite. I know there's fish down there, so I'm just going to drop this rip and wrap that works for almost everything down. See if anybody comes up. Okay, so brought some hole hopping sonar along so that I can kind of move around out here, see if just getting around a little bit will help. I'm seeing fish everywhere, so we're going to find out exactly how they want it today. Hopefully. Hopefully sooner than later. Still have my it's an ultralight rip ramp. It's a number 3 tied on. The only reason I'm sticking with it for a minute here is sometimes you drop it down and stuff on this body of water will just fly up and smack it. And that's kind of what I'm looking for as far as action out here. If I have to, I have set lines and live bait. So all else fails, we'll be staring at some iFish Pros trying to attract some fish to hit those live baits. Well, there's one on the bottom. Might be a walleye. Either way, hopefully we can get a pattern going today. It's the first time out here in a while, so keep my fingers crossed that I find some monsters. Have a good day. Okay guys, as you can see, I'm inside a shack now, and yeah, it's because there's a whiteout happening. I knew it was going to snow today, but it's like that heavy wet stuff, so the camera gets soaked and you can't see anything with the lenses. So what I did is I found a brush pile. I just kept drilling until I found a brush pile, and I'm set up on one end of it, and I have holes around it. I have my dead stick hole drilled in here, so I can run a dead stick next to me in the shack above it. And basically, I'm just going to kind of hole or hop around this thing and hope that it attracts fish throughout the day. So here's to hoping I got on the right brush pile. Okay, before I go set up some set rods, I'm seeing fish come and go from this tree. So I'm going to try and jig on the end of it here where I have this hole. Got lucky and I put the hole, what it looks to be, right at the end of the branches. So we will see if I can pull fish out from these branches without getting stuck in them. The hole I drilled over here is just above them, I think, and we will we'll try to put a dead stick probably just above them there. I don't know, I might end up having to hole hop around because these fish are coming and going from this tree. There's nobody sitting in like one spot. Okay, I came outside. I'm gonna work my way down this tree, see if anybody's home. Hopefully don't get caught in any of these branches, because there are definitely some tall branches, which is what I want. But it's kind of dangerous to play with. Okay, there are fish down below this hole. Unfortunately, they're hanging out in the tree. I think this is the end of the tree, so like by the root ball. Figure I'd give this a try before I switch up baits. I think if I'm gonna fish in and around the tree, I need to fish with like a regular tungsten jig head, or maybe a skinny spoon that doesn't dart. This is the ultralight rip and wrap, and it likes to, when you pop it, it shoots off to the side. So last thing I want to do, have it shoot off to the side right into the log. Somebody came hot. That's what I want to see. I love it on this body of water, as sometimes the fish will be hugging the bottom. You can't even see them, but then they will just shoot straight up at you. I know this hole will probably be a good one for a tip up or my dead stick, because they're coming flying up for it above the wood, which you need that to happen with anything, because if they don't come above the wood, then you got to go down in after them, and you got to go down after them. A lot of times you're losing bait. So we will see. I think I'm going to hop around the rest of the holes, and then if nothing fully commits, then I'll downsize. There's one. That dude hit it. Where are you? Woo! Nice black crappie. Good fish. And that's how you want him to hit it. He T-boned that thing. I had to kind of get uncomfortable there though, because I was bouncing it on a tree branch. Alright. Now that I know what they want, I was going to keep some today, but I think I'm going to let that guy go. Okay, so I was going to switch it up, but I think I'm going to keep it on this one for a little while. As long as they're hitting it aggressively like that, I'll keep trying. But if I get a couple misses, I have a couple small baits that I can use. We'll see how this goes. So I was just jigging it just off of what is a pretty solid mark here for like a tree branch. So I'm kind of afraid to try to go down past it, but he came shooting up right through all the branches. So if I don't need to, and I can get their attention this way, I will 100% just do this and see how many I can get up to come through the branches. It's always better to get them to come up anyways. You don't necessarily want to go ripping them out of structure, because if there's any other ones down there, sometimes you'll spook them away. Yep, there's another one. coming up here. Yep, let's see if he hits. Yep. That dude thumped it too. What is that? That is a rock bass. Okay, 2 species. Pale rock bass. As I was saying though, it kind of reloads because the fish keep moving up and down, and then don't usually have to move around too much once you find wood. You just gotta kind of stick it out and wait for the fish to come to you. But yeah, if they stop chasing this one, I'll just downsize, and usually that'll get me a small limit, like if I want to keep 10 of them or something. But we'll see what they do. So far, black crappie and a rock bass. This lake is notorious for, like, you'll catch 20 fish or whatever, and half of them won't even be the same kind. But fun times regardless. I'm catching fish, and I got the beast out, and I'm happy that everything's working right now. Little snowstorm, catching some fish. What is that? It flew up off the bottom there. Oh, okay. 3rd species. White crappie. It looked like there was more down there, so get that guy back. Those guys like to hang out right on the bottom for some reason in the wintertime, I've noticed. Looked like there was 3 or 4 of them down there when that guy shot up. Funny thing is those guys on this LX7 will just be like a pencil line, no matter how big they are. So you can get like a 12 to 14 incher, and it'll be comically small line comes flying up. I think it's just because they, oh, yeah, like that guy just shot up. So that's a big line. Well, this spot just had a bunch of big marks come in. One of them was like hot on me, but I don't know what it was. A couple of those little guys came up from the bottom again, but there was something real big pushed them out. This might be a good spot, or a good candidate for one of my set lines. Okay, so I came back in the shack here to eat some food and get something to drink, and there was a fish in here. And he did not go for the rip and wrap. So I'm going to switch it up here and try more of a crappie style bait and see if we can get some more fish out of this pile before I got to go today. Okay. Minnow head and my one of my favorite spoons for out here. We'll see. Let's see if we can get somebody to commit. There's definitely fish around. That one coming up. Yep. Oh no! That was a walleye. Dang it! That was a good hit too. My drag slipped. No! I had a chance. I didn't know if he was coming up or not, and then he shot up and nailed it. Okay, fresh minnow head. Last one got my minnow head, so there's still one down there, but that dude hit it so hard. I'm hoping that means they're turning on right now, because I've been seeing fish. They're being ridiculously timid, and when they're timid, they don't smack it hard enough. But that dude came flying up from the bottom, and wasn't very much of a hesitation. And I was expecting him to be timid like the other ones, and yeah, he wasn't. So kind of surprised me, but that's okay. So I'm happy that one of them really gave it a go, give me a chance to try. There we go. Yep, they are walleye. I knew it. There's like a school of these guys down there. Oh, that got my thing too. Alright, so on this rod, I have a measurement right there to the end of my rod is 15 inches. So this dude's like a 12, 13. But there's a bunch of those down there, so I'm gonna try and get I'm trying to get a minnow head on there real quick and get down and get another one. I got my custom jigs and spins lightning spoon on, and just a minnow head. Okay, so I know there's a couple of them down there. Let's see if we can get another one to go. Seems the minnow head was the deal, because that dude shot straight up for this thing. It's funny is they're down in the wood. There was a bigger one too. We'll see. Sometimes you get lucky and a couple of them will show up together and there'll be one big one hanging out. A pretty good sized mark here. All over the bait, but kind of, oh, there it is. What? That is not what I was thinking. Not at all. This dude hammered it. He hit it like a freaking 20-inch walleye. Is that what I was messing with this whole time? Kind of glad he bit. I was gonna just stick a tip up in this hole because being stubborn. But yeah, apparently it's just a 8-inch frickin' crappie. I'm still probably gonna go dry off here because it's been snowing. Like, yeah, you guys can't see anything out there because it's white out. It's been snowing like this for a while now, and I'm getting kind of soaked here because it's not necessarily cold. It's cold enough to snow, but it definitely getting me and the camera and everything really wet. So I'm thinking I'm gonna go set some tip ups around the front of my shack and basically just go inside and try and dry off a little bit, maybe jig in there while watching the set lines. Hopefully something shows up before I gotta go here. Hopefully it stops snowing so freaking hard before I gotta go. Be a long drive home. Okay, so like I was saying, I'm gonna set my set lines, which out here I like to use my iFish Pros. And what I'm gonna do is set these guys just above the wood that I was on. Gotta make sure that minnow can't swim into the wood. Okay, that's one. I think I'm gonna stick the other one. There's an open hole there, an open hole there. I can see that one better, and it's kind of like out in the middle of no man's land. So I might set it over there just because I can see it a little bit better. This one I can see from the side of my shack at least. Okay, so I just got done eating some food, and I've been wanting to try this spoon that usually works pretty good for crappie, because I feel like some of those marks that were coming up and not committing might have been crappie or even perch. Usually this spoon, if they're feeding, they'll get the finicky ones to go. And I've caught plenty of walleye on it, so it's not gonna completely knock out the idea of getting one of those, but at least this way, if there are more crappie around, I'll get a chance at them. So give this a try for a little while, maybe go do some hole hopping with this and see what happens. And then I still have those, I have my set lines out, so with the set lines out, got a couple different opportunities. Something off the bottom. I had them looking at it. Oh, I had something. Look like a decent fish too. That guy came out of nowhere. What are you? Copy. Knew the spoon would work. I didn't even see this guy come in. I think there was a couple of them down there, so I'm gonna try and get back down there real quick. That dude'll figure it out. But yeah, I was just right off the end of the branch here, and kind of crazy. Just jigging it, and I looked at my rod tip, and it was already loaded up. Just kind of working the bottom 2-3 feet of water column here. There's a couple big fish down there. I think they might be walleye. If they're not, they're really big crappie. Got a school of fish coming through on the bottom. Suspended fish. There's fish everywhere. Got a giant fish staring at my bait right now. Pretty sure that's a catfish. Wish I had a minnow head. Oh, and of course I got him on this rod. 4-pound test and a bow spoon. Oh, so there's this channel cats in here, and I've learned to see what they look like and act like underwater. They kind of swim around like sharks. You can almost see their forked tails, and yeah, they're a little hard to land on 4-pound test. Well, if they're smaller, they're a little easier to land. But yeah, when you see these guys underwater, you can see that tail, and they swim around all shark-like. That's the only way I can put it. So this might be odd for some people, but I've been fishing here long enough that I know exactly what they are when they come onto the screen. Doesn't matter what sonar. These guys feed all the time. Comment below if I should come out here and try and target some of the bigger ones. I've been wanting to come out here and set my tip-ups with cut bait. Ooh. And another little crappie. What are you? A little bigger. Suppose I could have kept a dozen of these little dudes. Did the fry 'em whole thing. Like number 6. Go back down the hole. Thank you. That's not a crappie. Dropped it down, and this dude shot up and met me halfway. Like I was saying before, the bullwhip does not discriminate, and I've caught in plenty of these guys on the bow spoon. So, alright, let's see. 14-inch fish. Not a bad day. Not a bad day at all. I just need one of those guys that's 16 inches long to get excited and do the same thing. Oh, is that another one? I don't think that's a walleye. Copy. Okay, so since I am catching these in the spot that I intended to, I think I'm going to move my one tip up behind me so that I get a better opportunity to get some bigger fish. Go down the hole. Come on, you can do it. There you go. Since I am on a hot streak here, I am going to drop down again. See if I can get another one before I get up and move my tip up. It looks like there's another one down there, so let's see what he does. Are they feeding now? That feels like a good one. Yep. Now, had I been catching these guys all day, I'd probably have a limit. It's like a 12, 13 inch white crappie. These guys are so fun. They are so aggressive. Okay, so for those of you guys who are new here, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 8, 9, 10, 11. Nice healthy 11-inch white crappie. Built like a torpedo. See, now this is just too much fun. I don't want to get up now. Leg. Can't tell us. Oh, yep. Something has it. Am I recording? Hopefully you didn't drop it. Oh, I think I pulled it right out of his mouth. Oh, dang it. That was a good fish. Oh, come back. Yep. I was just changing my batteries. I had my rod sitting down there. 10,000 of these guys apparently. Missed one on the tip up. And otherwise it's been kind of slow. Just trying to figure out if they're feeding or not. I was gonna go hole hop real quick before it gets too dark outside. Turned around and my flag went up. This time I think somebody's got it. There's definitely a fish down there, but I don't know if he's got the whole thing. I got hooks in this one. That little dude and set my flag off forever now. Well, first flag. Could be a little bigger though. All right, everybody. I don't know exactly what you're going to see last here. Probably that tip up was up last, and that was like a 13-inch walleye ate like a 5-inch sucker. it was not a bad deal. But yeah, I don't know, I got like 10-15 walleye today. I don't know if they're all in there, and then I got probably 10-15 crappie, one decent sized white crappie. Otherwise everything else was just like okay. But that's kind of how this lake is. Sometimes you get on them and you pound the big ones, and then yeah, you just kind of gotta wing it. This is my first day out here this year. I'm hoping I get a couple more of these this year. The snow that's on this lake right now will probably not be on it by the time this video gets out. I have a bunch of videos to edit and stuff like that for you guys. If you're new here, I hope you're subscribing. We're trying to get to 20,000 this winter. And then if we can, I have a bunch of stuff to do. I even have some stuff to give away. I have a rod that I'm gonna have built specifically for one of you guys. And yeah, there's a lot of fun stuff to go with 20,000 subs. But right now I don't know what we're at, but thank you all for coming along this winter. And yeah, just remember, if you are new here, just remember to subscribe. But if you aren't new here, remember, hit that like button every time you get a chance to see these videos. I just want to make sure everybody that is subscribed is seeing them. And the only way you're going to do that is if you like, comment below, and do all the regular things. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this little one today. And yeah, who's excited? The beast is still alive. See you guys next time.